Hey everyone, so this is my review of the Thursday Murder Club. Um, it is actually based off a series of books. And I believe I saw online that the most recent one came out this year, or if it hasn't come out yet, it will be by December 31st. Um, but this one I believe is just about the first one in the series. So basically, it's about a trio of friends and sort of like an retirement community. Elizabeth, played by Helen Mirren, Ibrahim, who is played by Ben Kingsley, and then Ron, who is played by Pierce Brosnan. Sorry, and um, as the title um, gives away, they hold a Thursday murder club at the retirement village called Cooper's Chase. Um, and it sort of starts off with them talking about a cold case that another um, retirement community member had tried. Who they're under the assumption that she has um, sent it to them because she's done that before, apparently. But this is even more special because of the circumstances surrounding her, which I won't necessarily give away because I think that kind of spoils it. Um, but yeah, so they start off with this cold case starting that had taken place in May of 1973. Um, and they sort of suspect who it is, and then it ends up turning into more of a real life whodunit, with three sort of it has like three cases: the cold case that they work on, and then um, two separate ones. One of them is actually tied to the sort of cold case um, in question. So, but yeah, I won't give too many details other than that. I actually really like this. This was pretty light and humorous. I think the whodunits are in the film are good and are relatively easy to follow. It sort of gives off like a film version, like another film version of Murder She Wrote, except without Angela Fletcher. Or Jessica Fletcher. Sorry, I'm sorry. I put Angela for real name in with Fletcher, so sorry about that. It's Jessica Fletcher. Sorry about that. But so yeah, it's a real like kind of like another version maybe of like Murder She Wrote, except it's in sort of different universe, and it's sort of like um oh geez. There was this version of um it was sort of like a there was this version of Agatha Christie's Miss Marple. I'm trying to remember what the name is, but because that was sort of because that was like somewhere between 2003 and 2011, I think. Um, trying to think what was the name of it. I think it was Agatha Christie's Marple. Um, yeah, it was Agatha Christie's Marple. So it went from 2004 until December 2013. Um, and they had two Miss Marples in that. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The first Miss Marple they had, she seemed more um, fun and mischievous. And that's not to take away from the second Miss Marple that they had, but The first one I really loved, because they had her in the first 3 seasons, or what they call series, and, um, she just was more fun and whimsical, and, more mischievous in a fun way, and, that's what I kind of got here, except, like, this was in, uh, a 2-hour format rather than like an hour and 30-minute format, or an hour format like with Murder She Wrote. But yeah, I really like the fact that they had it light and humorous, and I kind of got that feeling when I saw, like, stills of the movie and all that before watching it. So I kind of went into that with that mindset already. Um, so I didn't necessarily have too many gripes with it. There's one, but you know, it's not so much that I took off so many points for it. Um, and sort of the other, like, the last kind of pro that I had for it was that the film made me want to go and go out and check the book from the library, or go purchase it and start reading the series, because if they had the numbers for it, the numbers for how many people streamed it and all that stuff, they might be able to get like uh like a good series going straight to Netflix, and all of that. I haven't looked into it to see if because I know this came out back in, like, sometime in the summer. I think in, like, June, July, or August. So it's been a couple months. So I'm not exactly sure what the numbers look like for how many people watched it and all that. So I'm not sure if they're gonna move forward with, like, making um, more movies out of the books or anything like that. But if they do, I'd gladly watch it, because I think I like the fact that Pierce Brosnan was leaning more into his comedic side, because I know in his movies, like, James Bond and Mrs. Doubtfire, and a little bit in Dante's Peak, not too much because that was more of a serious film, but more so like Mrs. Doubtfire and the Bond movies that he starred in. They had some comedic relief in it, not completely. Maybe more so Mrs. Doubtfire, because um, Robin Williams is was the um known for his comedic roles and all that. But um, I know with what I remember watching with the Bond movies, I think they lean more into like, he tried to lean more into his comedic side a little bit to kind of bring levity to it, and all that. But and the same with Dante Speak, I think so. I think in a tiny bit of capacity, not completely, obviously, but yeah, I like the fact that he leaned more into the comedic role in this, rather than trying to make it so heavy. I'm not sure if that was necessarily the goal from the outset, but and if that was how it's written in the books. But um, even if it's not the case, I think that they did great bringing in the comedic element here. I think it worked well in their favor. Um, the only kind of issue that I had was the fact that it ran a little bit too long. I mean, it wasn't more than 2 hours. I think it was like maybe 2 hours and like 1 minute, or 2 hours and like 2 minutes. But I, I mean, it's so, and like 5 or 10 minutes of that was, or maybe not 10 minutes, but maybe like about 5 to like 8 minutes uh, are credits. So it's not the entire 2 hour runtime, but it's like maybe 1 hour and like 50 minutes at most, I think. And that's a little bit too much of a runtime, I think. I think me, I think I mean, I understand this is based off a book, and they have to incorporate the major plot points. But I think that maybe it was a little bit too long. If it, and that's as I mean, I understand that, things can, you have to incorporate as much as you can in the books without leaving anything important out. It's just that I think there may have been too long of scenes, maybe. Um, but otherwise, I mean, if that's the only gripe I have, I can live with it. And I give this one, a 4.8 out of 5. I took off point 0.2 points, because of the slight long runtime. If maybe they got it down to like an hour and 45 minutes, I think maybe that would have been good. I'm not sure if they could have. I'm not a screenplay writer, but um, I think maybe they could have tried to rework the scenes a little bit, or try to cut them down some to try to still capture the essence of those scenes, that were important. Um, to try to get that uh runtime down a little bit, but otherwise I loved it. And like I said, if they have the numbers to dedicate making another film because they feel like they got a lot of viewers out of it, um I'd happily watch it. um and I'd happily watch these characters again, and the actors who play them, because I think they um like either they've done mostly like dramatic roles most of their career, or they've done more actiony stuff, and they're trying to sort of uh branch out. And I think they do, like I said, they do that branching out of the comedic side really well. um and like the actors and actresses, they're really great at what they do, so it's like that's why I think it does well in more of the comedic side, because they're so good at their job, and they you know they show up, um get into character, and um and portray whatever they're trying to portray very, very well. So um that is those are my thoughts. If you've seen the movie, what did you think of it? If you haven't seen it yet, and are going to watch it, come back and let me know what you think. And I will see you guys next time.